Gladiators of old would go and do battle in great colosseums. Tonight, ERC NASCAR does battle as well. As they go to the final and the last Coliseum in Great NASCAR. Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway. The half-mile high banks will play host to round 6 of ERC NASCAR for the Eternal Racing Championship. My name is Matthew Chase, and I am the voice of ERC NASCAR. Right now, we have 21 drivers set to do battle on this half mile. It is going to be an interesting night, a long, grueling race in store for the drivers here tonight. 200 laps with 4 additional sets of tires. And then stages will be at laps 50 and 102, and that will be at the end of those laps as the 10th car passes the line. Track temp, pretty cool actually for the daytime. An 89-degree track temp right now with a 76-degree ambient air temperature. Let's hop down to the track and take a look at the fastest one on the track right now. And that is last week's winner, the 48 of Dylan Banks. A swift amount of momentum in the hands of the driver of car number 48. Got a big-time win for him last Friday as he locked his way into the playoffs. And right now, fastest on track, he's got a 14.854 during the practice session. Second fastest right now is the number 2 car, Brandon Biddy, rocking a Halloween-themed paint scheme for tonight. Mr. Biddy in the number 2 car running a 14.897. See if Brandon can keep himself at the front of the field. Third fastest but not on track right now is the 47 of Troy Burke. Troy with a 14.955 so far. Another driver down in the 14s, but not on track right now. William Kern in the number 31. He ran a 14.976. The 5th fastest and out on track right now. No longer the number 12 car. The number 17 of Bryce Fontaine. Just barely above that 15-second mark at a 15.002. And you see they're getting loose off of turn 2, I believe that was. Or 4, one of the two. Can't tell. 4, I'm going to guess. Sixth fastest right now, Tyler Manning in the number 14 car with a 15.017. Not out on track right now, though. And a lot of these drivers sitting in that low 15-aught bracket. Ross Campoli sitting there on pit road as well with a 15.021, sits 7th. And Chris Walsh just propels himself up into the top 5. Down into the 14-second bracket, a 14.961 for the 83 of Walsh. A very good lap for the 83. And as practice concludes, we shall see what the drivers have in store for us. We'll see who the first driver out is. That will be Ross Campoli. As he goes ripping around for his first lap. Keeps it clean and will put himself as the initial bar. Chris Romano going to jump up to the top of the bar now. Take a look at Tyler Manning, who's on his opening lap. 15:04.7 is the mark to beat right now. Romano gets it down to a 14:982. Manning with a 14:933. Let's take a look at Troy Burke, who's coming around to finish his first lap. A 20-second lap there, so not entirely sure about what happened there for Burke. Second lap, much, much better. Corey Rayner gets up to P4 with a 14:992. Fontaine gets up to second. Chad Stewart coming around to get his first lap completed. 15:426 for the 70.
I think we might be private again, brother.
I changed it.
Unless you're not live.
Oh, I'm live.
Yeah, it is not live. I gotta look into that after this race and find out what the hell's going on with that.
Should be live.
That would make sense. It'll say it on OBS on your end, but I'm looking at the YouTube channel. It's not there.
It popped up when I was on the... Sorry about that. We are back. And apologies to everybody who missed the first part of it. Looks like Raymond Bell just going out there to get some more practice in. Looks like qualifying has completed. So we will take a short break. The only drivers left to put down times are Ryan Nope, never mind. Ryan McClurg has got laps in, so I'm guessing did not keep it off the wall. And CD Mangrum, the other one, not to put down a time, but I know CD's been having some issues and has not been able to get his car going. So we'll see if he can going forward. But we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back with the starting grid for the Food City 200. Stay tuned. We will be right back. right, looks like most of the grid is ready to go. So fastest man in Texas last week is the fastest man in Tennessee this week, as Bristol has Dylan Banks sitting on the pole here in the number 48 car, with Tyler Manning outside of row number 1. Row 2 will have the number 17 of Bryce Fontaine and Chris Romano to the outside. Inside row 3, Corey Rayner in the 00 with Jack Andrews in the 97 to the outside of row 3. Row 4 has Paul Jr. in the 38 car starting P7, with Brandon Biddy in the number 2 starting outside in the number 2. The 41 of Jose Mercado starts P9 inside row number 5, with Ross Campoli in the number 46 outside of row 5. Mason Tomlinson in the number 4 starts P11 tonight, with William Kern in the number 31 to the outside in 12th. 13th has the 83 of Chris Walsh. 14th is Mike Fahey in the number 19. 15th is Troy Burke in the 47 car. And Chad Stewart in the 70 will be 16th to start the race. P17 has the 69 of Josh Hawk. Outside of him is the 25 of Justin Lanier. In 19th place tonight to start out, the 26 of Raymond Bell. Joseph Hebert will be to his outside in the number 88 car. And C.D. Mangrum not on the grid right now in the number 1 car. But the 43 of Ryan McClurg will be shotgun on the field here in the 43 car in 22nd place. We'll see what happens with those drivers. But we are ready to go racing here. Yeah, so it looks like CD will be missing the grid here once again. Sucks for the number 1 car. Been having some connection issues and some tech issues, so hopefully we can maybe eventually see him make it back onto the racing surface and make it back into the races here at ERC NASCAR. Should be 2 laps to get these guys ready to go. They will have dual pit roads, so these guys on the front stretch will be able to go to the front stretch. The back stretch drivers will be able to go to the back stretch. Time by the pace car should be diving off down pit road. And there it goes. Green flag flies, and a great jump on the outside there for Manning. Not able to clear the 48, and Dylan Banks will be able to get back to the inside and charge off a turn 2 out to the race lead. .50 laps for the first stage of the evening. With those 15-second laps, they tick away quickly. Paul Jr. looking to get by Corey Rayner for P6, and he'll go to the inside of the 00 and rip away off of that corner, which should be able to clear. There he goes as they go underneath the flag stand. Paul Jr. up another spot. Campoli has his sights set on the position in front of him, held by Biddy right now. Brandon Biddy doing a good job of holding that bottom. And the caution's out. Looks like Raymond Bell involved in that one. Gets loose, loops it, tries to get it going, and continues to loop it. Wasn't able to get it going in time as the pace car drove out. And he'll go a lap down. So first caution of the race, just a handful of laps in. Definitely not a situation where anybody's going to be coming down pit road here, I would imagine, other than maybe anybody who spun. So I would say Bell probably might come down. Looks like Hebert did go down pit road, though. Looks like he may not have known that it is dual pit road. I'll be honest, I kind of enjoy the single pit road. Makes it a little bit more punishing. Drivers getting double file here, getting ready to go racing again. And once again, Banks and Manning on the front row. Fontaine and Romano sit on that second row with Andrews and Paul Jr. Green flag flies, and a great jump on the inside lane this time as Banks and Fontaine both able to get by Manning. But Dylan Banks out to a magnificent lead off the start, out to about a half a second. Once again, Corey Rayner trying to work his way forward, but Paul Jr. right in front of him also looking to work his way forward. Both those guys got in front of Campoli. Andrews sits in fourth. Tyler Manning fell back to third here. Campoli looks to the inside on Rayner. They'll be side by side off of two. And this time off of four, he'll clear. And Ross Campoli will get up to P7. Ebert's looking to the inside of Ryan McClurg back here for P19. Out front, Banks still leading. Continuing to be a tightly contested spot here for P7 as Campoli holds the position. Rayner bearing down on him. And right behind the 00 is the 4 of Mason Tomlinson. And Kern looking to try to get himself in position as well. Rayner looking around the outside. That's going to be contact with the outside wall for the 00. That's going to allow Tomlinson to get by on the inside. Not sure how bad the damage is for Rayner. He'll have Kern looking to try to get by him as well. Tomlinson slowly but surely trying to move his way forward. And caution out once again here. And it looks like the 26 again. See if we can catch what happened this time. Car gets loose off of 4. Can't get it collected, and just once again, kind of the same exact thing that happened last time. He's trying to kind of park it out of the way, and a little bit of contact with the 38 as well. Let's take a look. Trying to find Paul Jr. See if we can see any damage there on the front of the 38. Doesn't look too bad. Might be minimal damage there for Paul. See what happens up here at the front. Dylan Banks has done a good job on the starts. And this time Manning will be right behind him. We'll see how aggressive Fontaine will be on the restart. I personally know that he tends to be rather aggressive on pinching down on the inside lane when the leader's on that inside lane, trying to get as good of a jump as he can, possibly. And Banks indeed will take the inside lane, putting Fontaine to the outside. Second caution concludes here. We'll see what happens off the restart. It's a great jump for the 48 again, and the green flag flies. The Outside lane, though, Fontaine able to get down in front of Manning. Andrews back in fourth once again. Romano doing a good job holding it down in P5. And Mike Fahey will get into P9 as he gets by Corey Rayner in the 00. Rayner under attack here as Walsh will go to the outside in the 83. And Walsh will get clear of the 00, putting the 83 up to P10. Campoli right there on the tail of the 51, trying to chase down Romano, but he's got Mason Tomlinson right behind him as well. The 4 car looking to get up to P6. And Mason looks to the inside down here in turn 4. He will not be able to get the run, though, off of 4. Let's see if the 46 can hold him off down turn 2 and down the back stretch. Looks like Tomlinson might be able to clear and does do so as Mason up into P6 and will have his sights set on the top 5 here. Right in front of him, though, Chris Romano looks to the inside on Jack Andrews. Romano not close enough to really push Andrews into a tightly contested battle, but Andrews now looking around the outside of Tyler Manning. Can't get the run. Looks like he's running high, kind of looking for late apexes for the number 97, but Romano to the inside of him this time. Won't be able to get that late dive. Not quite a diamond, but it is a late apex for sure. 15 to go here in stage 1. We'll see. Mason has gotten by Campoli. He's got Chris Romano right in front of him. And Mason will look to the inside of the 51. And will clear here off of turn 4, putting the 4 car up into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Walsh has fallen back a couple spots, losing them to Rayner and Brandon Biddy. Those 2 drivers battling it out for the top 10. Rayner also trying to chase down Mike Fahey, who's right in front of him. The driver battling for position is Mercado as he and Burke duke it out for 13th. Mercado, though, will make the pass there through turns 3 and 4. Third, fourth, and fifth all under a blanket as Andrews and Tomlinson side by side battling for 4th. And Manning right in front of him. You could even throw Romano in that battle as well, as actually Romano is going to get out to the outside, but a caution will fly. Looks like the 43 involved with this one. See if we can figure out what happened. Oh, contact between the 70 and the 43 and just hooks that 43 car up into the outside wall. Kind of curious what was happening before that, though, because there was a car slow on the inside. That was Hawk. So Hawk actually had gotten loose before that into the inside wall. for the 69. Almost came back up and caught the 43, though. Oh, and the left front completely broke on the 69 car. You see it not even spinning. Big time damage for him. Take a look at where we are in the race. Lap 43, so we should have a little sprint here to the end of stage 1. Three cautions so far. With at least 2 more to go. 2 more cautions. 4 stage breaks. So yeah, Hawk and McClurg both down pit road right now getting damage repaired. They are doubling it up here. And the pace car dives down. Once again, green flag flies, and Dylan Banks gets an incredible jump on that inside lane. Fontaine will drop down in front of Manning. Mason side by side with Romano here. Looks like Mason falling back to P6. Romano with a great run around the outside. He will clear Tomlinson. Now William Kern to the outside of the 4 car. 3 to go in the stage. Kern battling hard around the outside, trying to make it happen. Fontaine with the fastest lap of the race right there. That last time by a 15:03. 2 to go in the stage. Banks still leads. Fontaine trying to close in on him. Kern does make the pass on Tomlinson. Right now, Chris Walsh in the final stage position. White flag for the stage. And coming around here, Dylan Banks will win stage 1. Fontaine in second, Tyler Manning, Jack Andrews, Chris Romano, and company, as Chris Walsh does get the final position for stage points in the number 83. There's the pace car coming out. Shadow starting to creep in on the backstretch, which will help the broadcaster. Looks like we are doing a single pit road under yellow flag. couple drivers staying out as well for track position. Fahey, one of them, as is Troy Burke. See if we can get our stage 1 winner in here with us. See if he notices that I pulled him. He is deafened. Oh, there he is. There we are, Dylan. Congratulations on your stage 1 win, buddy. How you feeling after that first stage?
Feeling good, dude. Got max stage points, got a stage win. Just gonna do the best I can here to try to get the lead back and lead the rest of the race.
All right, well, good luck. I see we're about to go green flags. I'll get you back down where you were.
Thank you, buddy.
Fahey and Burke lead him back to the green flag here to start stage number 2. Into the restart zone they go, and Fahey rips away on the inside lane. That inside has been real fast on the restarts. Anytime the leaders got the ability to rip away, they are able to do so. We'll see what Fahey can do here. Stage 1 winner already up to P4. Started in 6th. He's got Fontaine in front of him. Mercado strategy for track position gets him up to P2 in the 41 car. And Fontaine will look to the outside of the 41. Great momentum down there. Out of turn 4, and now this time out of turn 2, he should clear and will do so. Banks looking around the outside as well. Off of 2 this time. Banks should clear. He does. Burke also looking to get around the outside of Mercado. I think Mercado will try to settle in right there in 4th. Rayner, though, looking to attack Burke as well, trying to get the 0-0 up into the top 5. A little contact there with the outside wall down the front straightaway. You know, Andrews wants to get back to the top 5 as well for the 97 car. So far, a lot of the drivers here in the top 10 have been battling hard to keep themselves in that top 10. And Fahey falling back to Mercado as the 41 and 19 will be side by side off of turn 4. Mercado looking around the outside. Able to really get the power down as the 25 there along the outside wall made him 3 wide. This time Mercado off of 4 should clear, and will drives back down to the bottom. Out front, though, right now, the 17 of Fontaine leading the way, but Banks looking to try to make his way by. Trying to get back out of that race lead is the 48. Great run down the front straightaway. And off of 2. Fontaine loose, has to catch it, does do so, but loses the race lead back to Dylan Banks. And a lot of time lost on him as well. Ran a race here at Bristol this past Monday, and the outside, when I say the outside, I'm talking about out by the boards, was a no-fly zone for anybody driving out there. So definitely got to be careful out around the outside wall. See Tyler Manning back up to P6. Rayner's down pit road. Must have been thinking there would be a caution here But Manning back up to P6. Tomlinson and Kern battling hard for P7. And around the outside, Tomlinson has the advantage right now. Trying to clear the 31 down the front straightaway. And the momentum still not completely clear. He's at the bumper of the 4, but this time down the backstretch should be able to make that pass completed. And now Tomlinson sights set on the 14, who is right in front of him, looking to the inside down the front straightaway. Manning will close the door off there, but Tomlinson, a great run off of turn 2, should be able to have a battle. Looking down the inside. Also looking down the inside right behind this battle was Brandon Biddy on the inside of the 31 car. Could not make the pass happen there, but right in front, Tomlinson does complete the pass for P6, working his way back up to the top 5. Up here in second, Fontaine has kind of fallen back to Mercado a little bit. That gap down to about 2 to 3/10. A little bit of smoke there down the backstretch. Not sure what that's from. Another battle for position here. Romano looks to the inside on the 14 car. Manning and Biddy very close to touching. Manning able to clear the 2 car though and come down in front of him. But Biddy with a strong ride off of turn 2 will give him a shot around the inside of Manning, and we'll get that done as Biddy gets up into the top 10. Manning falling back quite a bit now. He's lost 5 positions since we started talking about where he was on track. And Mason did get into the top 5. He's gotten himself by Burke. And as I say that, William Kern actually able to get by the 47 as well. Chris Walsh will follow the 31 through as well. And those two will get by the 47 car. Troy Burke still up 7 spots from the start of the race, though, sitting in the 8th spot. He'll be under attack, though, once again as Chris Romano looks to the inside in the 51 car. And that looks like that one's quickly dispatched of as Chris Romano gets up to P8. Caution flies as Hebert looks like he's involved in this one. Yeah, he's backwards there. Ooh, that was almost bad. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at what happened for the 88 car. Yeah, this the same danger zone that everybody else has been getting involved in it. They're off of turn 4, gets loose and collects Campoli. Probably only minimal damage there for the 43. Sorry, not Campoli. McClurg, excuse me, McClurg was the driver I selected there. Saw yellow and said the wrong name. Apologies to those two guys. Only a couple of different leaders here. Fahey led a couple of laps under caution. Fontaine has gotten himself a couple of laps led as well, and Dylan Banks started the race on the pole and has led pretty much all the laps so far here from Bristol Motor Speedway. The Last Great Colosseum. Drivers doubling up this time around, so we'll go green flags on lap 86, which means about 15 laps to the end of stage 2. No, excuse me. 17 laps to the end of stage 2. Into the restart zone, and once again on that inside lane, Dylan Banks rips away. Looks like Fontaine will clear Mercado for P2. Mason will clear for 4th. Looks like William Kern and Chris Walsh side by side for P5. Kern to the inside. And he'll clear down the backstretch. Looks like Paul Jr. looking to the inside as well. He's getting himself back up into the top 10. Oh, a little contact between Paul Jr. and Brandon Biddy. And Jr. will fall back a little ways, just outside the top 10 for the 38 car. Biddy to the inside on Fahey. Those two drivers door to door as they cross the start-finish line once again. Fahey looks like around the outside. He should be able to clear for P7, and he will do so there, down the front straightaway. Romano sits in 9th position with Troy Burke right behind him. You know Paul Jr. wants to get back up there and put himself in the points for the stage. That was a great save from the 38 car. Contact there right in front as Romano and Burke get a little bit close, maybe a little bit of contact. Definitely contact with the wall for sure for Romano, but he gets by Burke immediately once again. And it looks like Romano with some speed around the outside trying to get by Biddy. He will do so handedly down the backstretch. He'll for sure clear. Mercado under attack from Tomlinson as Mason looks around the outside in the 4. Those two teammates this season. Mason gets by. Kern now looking, try to get by the 41 as well. And a little bit bobbly there off of 2, and Kern will clear for P4. Now Chris Walsh trying to follow those two through around the outside. Mercado not going to let that happen. Fahey really under attack here with 8 to go in the stage. As Romano trying to find his way back into P6, or P7, excuse me. Tomlinson and Kern battling hard here for 3rd. Right now, Mason holds the upper hand. Out front, Banks still running away with it. He is cruising out in the race lead in the 48 car. Fontaine doing a good job of holding that 2nd spot right now. Tomlinson and Kern still battling hard here with 5 to go in the stage. About to be 4 laps left in this 2nd stage. And Kern keeps showing the nose to the inside. Little bobble there off the inside of turn 2. Right now the last position for stage points is held by the 47 of Burke. You know Andrews wants to get into the stage points. He'll try to do so with 3 more laps to go. Mercado still under attack here from Chris Walsh, as well as the 83 trying to find his way into the top 5 for stage 2. 2 to go. And as quickly as these laps go, the last lap here in stage 2. Kern and Tomlinson going to battle hard. The caution's actually out instead. That might have been the stage. I do not see a cause on that caution, so I think that might have been the caution for the stage. Either way, Dylan Banks does get the stage win. And then Fontaine does get second with Tomlinson and Kern third and fourth. Mercado does hold on to P5. And Andrews did get by Troy Burke for that 10th and final stage point. So we talked to Dylan Banks after the first stage, so we will, after the pit cycle, grab the second place finisher here in stage 2. See what kind of strategy the drivers down pit road take. Probably 4 tires and fuel if I had to guess. And we will grab the second place finisher here in stage 2, Bryce Fontaine. New number, new look. But a pretty fast car for you so far tonight. How you feeling after stage 2?
I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I haven't touched the sim since, Sonoma, I think. So feeling pretty good. This isn't a track that I've been particularly the best at, but Dylan is a class of the field, and as long as I can hang on, I will gladly take a second place finish if we can get it. So.
Absolutely. I see you guys crossing up here for the green flag, so I'll get you back with your team. Just wanted to touch base with you and see how you were doing. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Matt.
Fontaine going to be starting outside row 2 here for the restart. A couple drivers at the front. Jack Andrews and Tyler Manning staying out at the end of the stage. There goes the pace car diving down. Andrews has control, and Andrews will rip away. A great restart there for Andrews, and the 97 back to the race lead for the first time tonight, but out front has shown speed so far this season, but here comes the 48 on the fresh tires and the full tank of fuel. There goes Dylan Banks around the inside. And clear for the 48. Manning and Andrews settle into second and third. Fontaine not content with fourth. He's going to look to the inside on Manning. He'll back out of it a little bit, trying to get the run off of the corner. Can't find a hole on the 14. Gives the bumper. Maybe the outside will work better for Fontaine. Looks like he's going to go to the outside. Does clear Manning. Now has Andrews in front. William Kern settling into 5th, but Tomlinson trying to get back in front of the 31. We saw Walsh get the wall there off of turn 2. Mercado and Biddy going to get by the 83 car. Trying to see that right front, see how bad that wheel damage might be for the 83. He will be battling side by side with Romano right now for P9 and 10. Kern looks to the inside on the 14, has to get out of it a little bit. Around the outside, Fontaine does clear Andrews for P2 once again. And now around the outside here, Tomlinson gets by Kern, trying to find his way into P4. Manning doing a good job of staying at the bottom, planting that car there on that inside lane. But this time down the front straightaway, Tomlinson has too much speed as something happened to Mercado there. Not sure if he locked him up or what, but Kern goes around. All right, so let's see. We see the 41 locking it up there. Down the straightaway. Ooh, just not clear. Biddy got there to the inside. And contact made between the 31 and the 2. And he backed it in hard to the outside wall. Somebody blew a motor. Not sure who it was. I want to go back and see exactly what happened to Mercado as well. Looks like Walsh got into him there. As we look at Mercado here. Yeah, Walsh just tags the left rear of the 41. He does hit the wall. And then right in front of the 41 goes Kern. I was curious about what happened there. Lap 118 right now. 7 cautions. 5 of those for cause. Go back to green flag racing on lap 120, which means we got 81 to go. Pace car dives off. Green flag flies, and another great jump from the inside lane as the leader, Dylan Banks, rips away. Chris Walsh does hold that 5th position right now. Romano looking to try to get back to the top 5. Everybody tight to each other, trying to quickly work themselves into a good spot. Biddy looking to the inside on the 4. Brandon Biddy in the 2, trying to find his way by Mason Tomlinson, get himself into the top 3. Mercado side by side there with Troy Burke for 7th. Mercado looking around the inside. He will clear. Crossover there from Burke. Mercado will hold him off. Fahey will look to the inside on the 47 as well. And he will clear the 47 for P8. Tomlinson still under attack here from Brandon Biddy as the 2 looks to the inside once again. Too much momentum around the outside, though, from Tomlinson. He's able to hold him off. Up front, Fontaine doing a good job of keeping the race leader close. Inside 3/10 of a second right now is the 17 car. Andrews has fallen all the way back to P11 right now, just outside the top 10. Trying to reel Burke back in. And Tomlinson continues to be pestered by the 2 car of Brandon Biddy. Number 2 Ford Mustang looking and probing, trying to find whatever gap he can. All right, let's take a moment and let's crank it up. Banks still leads the way. Smooth racing out front from the 48 car. Fontaine sits in P2, up one spot from the start in the number 17. Tomlinson in third place right now. Started P11, but has really worked his way up to the front of the field, showing a lot of pace out of that 4 car. Right behind him in fourth sits the 83 of Chris Walsh. Has also moved up 9 spots on the day. Done a really good job of being smooth in the top 5. Chris Romano started in the top 5, sits in the top 5, started in fourth though. And the 51 car has been consistently moving his way back up through the field and trying to get himself in a position to win this race. Jose Mercado started on the fringe top 10 in P9. He sits 6th right now in the 41 car. Mike Fahey right behind him in the 19. Started in 14th, has worked his way up to 7th, made some track position moves with some strategy calls in stage 2, and has been able to keep himself up inside the top 10. Tyler Manning, a driver who started outside on the front row, has struggled with race pace a little bit right now, but does sit inside the top 10. Under attack here from the other driver we were about to talk about, Brandon Biddy in the number 2 car. Started 8th, looking to get back to that spot right now, but sits in 9th. The 97 of Andrews started in 6th, has been kind of hovering around the backside of the top 10 for most of the race so far. As he looks to the outside on Brandon Biddy for P9, he will make that pass happen. And looking to use that outside lane to his advantage. Sounds like Andrews might have got the wall there. Ooh, Kern going to get the wall. You know, the aggression level going to be up here. This one, as Biddy was the one to get the 31 last time and loop him. William Kern will get up to P10 once again, back inside the top 10. He's consistently showed speed so far this race as well. Dylan Banks has a 3.3 second lead, and I mean, you heard Fontaine at the end of stage 2, between these second and third stage here. Class of the field right now is the 48. As pit stops have begun, Brandon Biddy down pit road this time. One of the first takers is the number 2 car. He will come out a couple of laps down. But for his sake, hopefully on the right side of strategy, taking the undercut. Oh, and Paul Jr. blocking up the leader right now, racing hard to try to stay on the lead lap. The fresh tires of Biddy looking to get by the race leader and earn one of his laps back. And he'll do just that. Chris Walsh right here, trailing right behind Mason Tomlinson for that third position. Back here for P9. Manning and Kern battling it out. They're not hotly contesting this position right now, but they are trying to figure it out. And realistically, the race leader should be right behind these guys. Yeah, right behind these guys, literally. Here comes Kern trying to find his way by the 14. Part of the reason the 31 was spun was because they were hotly contesting for that top 3 at the time, as Manning was inside the top 3. But right now, 14's falling back here to 9th. Not sure what happened to Mason, but he did give up the position to Chris Walsh, so Walsh up to P3 now. Looks like Mason kind of falling back to Mercado a little bit as well. Campoli going down pit road there. Banks just put Manning and Kern both a lap down. 8 drivers on the lead lap, and Andrews next on the block right in front of him. He's in a battle with Fahey for P7. And Andrews will get by Fahey for that 7th spot. Kern and Manning still battling it out for 9th right now. .23 to go here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Kern just trying to find any room to make the pass here. Around the outside goes the 31. He will clear the 14 of Manning for P8. As Romano has gone down pit road. Meanwhile, Banks just put Fahey a lap down. Banks has Andrews right in front of him. the 6th place car. And Kern was able to get by Fahey for now. These two still battling it out for P7. A lot of green flag laps here in the 3rd stage. And only a handful to go. 15 laps left from Bristol. Tomlinson under siege from Romano with the fresh tires and the full tank of gas. Romano will get by. That's a lap car, though. The one he's in real contesting with is Mercado. 41 looks to the inside. Teammates. And it looks like Mercado does have the pace to get by. He'll get into the 4th position. Andrews still on the lead lap right now, sitting in 6th. He is closing in on Tomlinson and Mercado as well. And this time around, the leader crossing the line, 10 laps to go. And this time diving to the inside on Andrews, putting the 97 a lap down. Only 5 cars remaining on the lead lap. One of them right there in front of the race leader is the number 4 of Tomlinson. This time around, Banks to the inside. Tomlinson not really going to be contesting that. There goes Mercado diving down. Looks like Mercado coming down pit road. Can't make it to the end. 7 to go here. That leaves 3 cars on the lead lap. The 83 of Walsh and the 17 of Fontaine to join the race leader. Andrews got by Mason for P4. Looks like Kern to the inside on Tomlinson as well for P5. Kern slowly but surely moving his way up through the field, trying to get into P4 next as he's got Andrews in front with 4 to go. Race leader going to cede position for Mercado to go by on the fresh tires. Almost contact there. That's not what the race leader wanted to see. As we're going to go to overtime, he was coming to the white flag in about a lap's time. That is unfortunate for everybody there. But especially the race leader, because now, overtime. The 8th caution of the day. We'll try to take a look at what happened, because I don't think it was this. No, it was these. It must have been these two. It actually happened there and right behind the two of these guys. So that was initial contact as Lanier and Campoli also got involved. Right in front of the race leader was this contact. Mercado got caught up in that as well. A multitude of drivers getting caught up in that one. So overtime here. Looks like just 5 drivers going to be on the lead lap here. As the pace car comes down pit road, back to the green flag we go. Andrews is still on pit road right now. White flag flies here from Bristol. Oh, and Fontaine out of fuel. That's going to allow Walsh to get by. Looks like Kern going to get by for P3 as well. And the race winner, Dylan Banks. Chris Walsh finishes in second. And third place going to William Kern. Fontaine slowly coasting. Mercado going to give him a couple of bumps across the line to finish it off. But P4 for the 17 car. Race-winning moment here for Dylan Banks as he burns it down. Back-to-back race wins. He's taking us on a trip. Not sure where he's going, so we'll quickly start rewinding and take a look at the race results while we wait for the top 3 to get into the broadcast waiting room. Taking a look at the results, Dylan Banks does get the race win with Chris Walsh finishing in second, William Kern third. Bryce Fontaine getting some help across the line after running out of fuel there on the last lap in P4. Mike Fahey rounding out the top 5 in the number 19. Mason Tomlinson in the 4 finishes 6th. Tyler Manning in the 14 and 7th. Jack Andrews, not sure exactly what happened to the 97, but he ended up on pit road and stayed there. Finishes in 8th. Jose Mercado 9th. Paul Jr. running out the top 10. Chris Romano had a really good race all night long, but ends up in the 11th position. Brandon Biddy Same could be said about the number 2 car, finishing in P12. Troy Burke in the 47 finishes 13th. Ross Campoli 14th. Joseph Hebert in 15th. Justin Lanier 16th. Ryan McClurg in 17th. Corey Rayner in the 18th position. Josh Hawk finishes 19th. Chad Stewart rounding out the top 20. Raymond Bell in 21st. And C.D. Mangrum did not make the race tonight. As we wait on P3. And there he is. All right. We will grab third place William Kern. Will, kind of a roller coaster of a race for you. Up in the front, then down into the back of the field after some contact with the number 2. But you find yourself finishing in third position after your teammate ran out of fuel there on the last lap. How are you feeling after finishing third?
No, I felt like I had a top 5 car. I mean, the first 2 stages, I was just rolling with the punches, I guess you can say. This car was really crazy in traffic and everything. Felt good. And then I got kind of into it with the 2 car. I got to go back and watch what happened. I said one thing happened, he said another, so I want to go back and double check. Ended up at the back. A lot of people were pitting because I decided to pit right there at that caution where I got turned. And other people were pitting under green, so that just watching the positions tick down, and then me and my teammate are both begging for a green flag all the way to the end. And of course, with 3 laps to go, it comes out, the yellow flag did. So he kind of kicked himself in the pants for not pitting. I pit, a bunch of other people pit as well. And the crazy part is the race actually got started with people still on pit road. So I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird there at the end. Like, it even said I had to let the 48 car by, and he was at the front of the pack. So I don't know how that happened. But yeah, just really weird with this track. It can happen with certain cautions, and then using dual pits is kind of frustrating too. But I'll take third. I mean, it got handed to me really. Like I said, I felt like I had the top 5. Top 3 was kind of a stretch, but feel kind of bad for Bryce running out of fuel. He kicks himself in the butt for not pitting. But again, I'll take third. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to keep the points lead.
Yeah, I mean, you were definitely a top 5 car through the first 2 stages. It felt like the contact kind of put you back in and mired back in the pack a little bit, but you stayed with it. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You were really racing down everybody that was ahead of you. You were battling hard with Jack Andrews there for the last little bit to try to get the lucky dog. So did you actually get by him? Is that why you were able to get back to the lead lap?
It said I did. It said I got by him and to stay where I was at and everything. And then it said he got the lucky dog, which it came up on my screen that I had it too. And I don't know. Like, it kept saying to let the 48 car by, and I don't understand why when it was telling me to stay right where I was at.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was a weird, just a weird thing.
I don't know if it was just because of all the lap cars and the positioning of everybody when the caution came out and cars were sideways. And
yeah,
like I said, the race even got started with, there had to be at least a half a dozen of us still on pit road.
Yeah. Yeah. And Andrews actually ended up getting caught down pit road. And I think he ended up staying down there and ended up two laps down. So, I mean, honestly, you're the one that gets the good recipient there because you were able to get out and actually stay on the lead lap there at the end. But
yeah, like I said, third place got handed to me tonight, man. But like I said, hopefully I get to keep the points lead from there and on to next week, I guess.
Yeah, we have a week off there for Halloween next Friday, but the week after we go to Darlington. How you feeling about the Lady in Black?
I'm decent at Darlington. which is crazy to say, but me and Bryce both are really good there. I know the 4 car is good there. We raced it in the other league at HBRL and everything, and I raced with was a Hanneman there too. So we're all really good up there. It's a tough track. It's really tough to pass, almost as tough as this track to pass. But yeah, the worst part is the walls. They're not forgiving at all.
Yeah, we know a thing or two about non-forgiving walls, don't we? Don't we, Will?
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go, Will?
Hey man, I appreciate you up in the booth. Thanks for broadcasting every week, and appreciate Bryce for putting on the league and everything. And look forward to a long season. And I'm already in the playoffs, so I just got to kind of hang tight and wait for that to happen. So,
All right. Well, good luck. Good luck in a couple of weeks. We'll hopefully see you there.
all right, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Up next, we'll take a look at the guy who ended up finishing in the second position. That is the number 83, Chris Walsh. Chris, you had a really good race, working your way up through the field, and you had a lot of pace. I thought you had a really good chance at getting the top 2, and you do end up finishing in that second position. Take me through your race, Chris.
Yeah, no, just real good run. So really started this whole league off with a rough first 4 races there with some DNFs and stuff, but good race last week, and then real happy with my run here tonight. Just kind of did my thing, try to keep a good pace going, didn't get over aggressive, and just try and work way up through the field, and it worked out tonight. So real happy with this P2 finish there, and going for the end of it there. I think was Bryce maybe had a little bit of fuel issue maybe, and but we ran out of gas coming out of 4 to the checker, but certainly happy with this P2 finish.
Yeah, up 11 spots on the race. So, I mean, definitely just kind of picked your way up through the top 10 and into the top 5 throughout most of the race. And, you know, we were just a few laps before the end of it, before that final caution came out, and you were on the lead lap, and one of the only 3 cars that were on the lead lap when it happened. So, you know, how important was that caution to really give you a chance at the top 2?
I really should have pitted. There was something weird when it happened. I should have actually pitted because I realized after, I'm like, geez, the leader was right behind me. I was the last car in the lead lap, so I kind of missed that. But I kind of thought that I had good pace with the second place car that was in front of me, and I figured, might be able to give this guy a run. I was slowly kept running them down during the race, but anyways, it all worked out in the end there, and like I say, bringing home P2 with this group on this track is really hard. So really happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, this track is one of the hardest ones on the circuit, of course, just because of how high pace it is, and it's so easy to get damage and really ruin your race. You did have a moment there where you caught the outside wall, I want to say about halfway through stage 2. How bad was the damage from that, and did it really affect the drive at all?
It surprisingly didn't. I near took the wall down. I was like, oh no, that's not good. Anyways, but asked the spotter for the damage report. Fortunately, didn't get an X out of it either, and had no damage. It really didn't affect the car. I was quite surprised on that one.
Yeah, because I actually had the camera around you when that happened, and I was certain you had some sort of a wheel damage or something. And yeah, I mean, lucky enough for you, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, for sure. No.
All right. Well, we're going to Darlington in 2 weeks' time. We're off next week for the Halloween holiday. So, how you feeling about Darlington in 2 weeks?
You know what? I like Darlington. It's hopefully the field can kind of get spread out, and it's amazing for as tough as the track is. Did a lot of races with some good green flag runs, so I'm kind of hoping for that. I feel I got pretty decent pace there if I get out by myself. So, yeah, really excited. It is one of my favorite tracks, so looking forward to that. So, get a couple weeks, maybe get a practice session up and turn a few laps and see what we can do.
There you go. Well, Chris, anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
I just shout out to the guys that put this league on. It's been a lot of fun. You guys in the broadcast doing a great job. I watched some replays there. So just thanks to everybody, my teammates who are out here having a blast on a Friday night. So a lot of good fun, and can't wait for the next one.
All right, Chris. Well, congratulations on the second place finish. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Perfect. Great, guys. Thank you.
And last but not least, a clean sweep here for the 48 car tonight, and it looks like you're still on there. Yeah, you're definitely in, definitely down in the winner's circle there. Congratulations, Dylan Banks, on back-to-back wins and a clean sweep tonight for the playoff points. How you feeling after the win?
I'm feeling good, but do I need to back it up a little bit?
No, you look
I
okay right there. Just the cameras are a little bit weird. So I think this one's gonna be the best one. You're good right there. We got you.
Okay. I was about to say, if I need to, I got just enough fuel to do so.
Victory lane though, once again. So back-to-back race wins. Take me through your race though.
Yeah, man. Got out front, got in that clean air, and just let it sail. Hats off to all the guys tonight that ran. It was a blast. Glad we could have some long green flag runs for sure. I know everybody was talking about that end right there. I don't know what happened on my end either because pit road never opened for me for some reason. So I was kind of just stuck with what I had and hope nobody pitted behind me because I was gonna be screwed. If I go into pits there, get a black flag, get an EOL or whatever, start from the back, or I think it's a hold actually, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a hold if you go under when pit road's closed.
If you go in early, if you go in early before it opens, then it's just an EOL. But if you go in after it closes, yeah, it's a 40-second. So
yeah, but the thing was, it never opened for me at all. Like it just showed pit road closed both times. So I'm like, well, hopefully we have enough fuel and hopefully nobody behind me pitted. And I think William did pit. But thankfully those lap cars were kind of there to kind of buffer, and especially with a couple laps to go, Bristol was over in 30 seconds. So, yeah, man. Bryce got around me there in that one stage. I just feel like I was able to route the bottom really, really good and get a good drive off doing so and keeping that right front cool. I think that was key, for sure. Yeah, just try to stay out front, maximize the day, max out stage points, and try to get the win for sure. But points are huge when it comes down to crunch time. So just glad we could come in and sweep the thing. I'm just waiting on my sword now, I guess.
Well, you are the gladiator that comes home with that sword, so it was a heck of a race for you. Take me through the end there, though. I mean, for you, right before that caution comes out, everybody was close on fuel for sure. But how badly did you not want to see those cars wrecking in front of you there at the end?
Well, yeah, of course, definitely, especially with them right in front of me. We had plenty of fuel to make it. I had about 5 laps when that caution came out. So as soon as that caution came out, I just clutched it in and turned the car off and let it coast around the track to save as much fuel as I could for the green, white, checkered. So I knew we were going to be good on fuel. But it was definitely scary with them wrecking right in front of me because Bristol is, short tracks. People wrecking. They're hard to see. We had a couple times like that this race where somebody was stopped in the middle of the track and you just got to slow down and hopefully nobody's in front of you because it's very easy to hit somebody that's stopped in the track because you can't really see with the banking here at Bristol. So yeah, it was definitely a pretty scary moment. I was more scared than frustrated because I knew we were good on fuel, but definitely more scared than anything because they wrecked right in front of me, and that's never a good thing.
Absolutely. Well, back-to-back weeks, you've been the fastest car on track. It must be something about these T states, Texas and Tennessee both. You just had miraculous pace. You were way out in front of the field at Texas as well. So, I mean, is it just a track? Are these tracks just ones you really, really like, or is it just something you found here in the last couple of weeks?
Well, short tracks are my bread and butter for sure. Martinsville is my best track. No, it's about saying about it. Like I love Martinsville. But Bristol as well. Bristol, Richmond, Iowa. Hate that I didn't get to race Iowa early a couple weeks ago. But was actually at the NASCAR race. So,
yep, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, wasn't able to run Iowa week. But short tracks for sure. I know Texas isn't really a short track. But the tracks where you got to wrap that bottom and be very consistent with your wheel inputs and all, I feel like I do pretty decent. Not the best. Still got a lot of work and a long way to go for sure. But I just try to be the best I can be, and those tracks like Texas and Bristol where you wrap the bottom, um, I feel like they're good for me for sure with how I run.
Well, next race, which is in 2 weeks' time, we go to Darlington. That one's not so much a wrap the bottom type of track. How you feeling about Darlington, though?
Darlington's fun. It's not one of my better tracks, but it is a lot of fun. Because there's not many tracks where you go up and ride the wall. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to it for sure. Um, Track position is going to be absolutely huge at Darlington. Always is. Having that clean air at Darlington is huge, man. Because that dirty air is so bad at Darlington, especially in 1 and 2. Um, you get up there and you get tight coming off 1 and 2, and you slam that wall, you break a toe link, your night's done. So, um, just gonna go out there and try to qualify good and hopefully keep it out front the whole race. That's the goal.
All right, Dylan. Well, anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, man. Gotta give a big shout out to you up in the booth. Always doing this. We really appreciate it. Can't wait to go back and watch it. Shout out to Bryce for putting on the league and adminning and race control and all that stuff. And a big shout out to him for his newborn for sure. Congratulations. Very happy for him. He's a good guy, good dude. Um, and I'm very proud of him. Glad they got their baby healthy and safe for sure. Big shout out to my team for sure. Jack Andrews, all those guys. Um, Appreciate them for bringing me in with open arms. Glad to bring one home for the team tonight. Shout out to all my family members watching. My Aunt Julie, Uncle Mark, my grandma, um, my Uncle Chris, and Aunt Tara. Um, Shout out, I know it's fixed league, but shout out my guys at Ryko Performance for sure. Ken Byron, all the guys over there. Love those guys. And big shout out to all my friends, Riley, Addie, all those guys. And lastly but not least, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Banks, 2 in a row. We will catch you in a couple weeks at Darlington, and hopefully we'll talk to you there as well. Congratulations on the win
Sounds
tonight, though, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
That was the race winner, Dylan Banks. And 200 laps at Bristol done. The Gladiators are all done, and they're going to go rest for a week before they go racing at Darlington in 2 weeks' time, which that's not going to be an easy race either. Lady in Black claims lots of toe links and lots of wheel damage in general. So the next-gen cars will go and battle the egg-shaped track there in 2 weeks' time for, I forgot the laps, 183 laps. So it'll be a nice long race there as well. But for everybody here at Eternal Racing Championship and ERC NASCAR, this is Matthew Chase signing off one more time for ERC NASCAR. We will see you in 2 weeks' time.